2025 was a massive year for advocacy at the Brampton Board of Trade. It started with a milestone announcement that was quite literally years in the making. In January, the province affirmed its commitment to the Brampton Tunneled LRT extension. This was a project championed by the business community and specifically the Board of Trade for years since 2015. Just months later, the federal government followed. Both levels of government affirmed one shared message: that Brampton deserves its LRT. As Ontarians prepared to vote in a surprise election, BBOT convened the conversations that mattered most. Candidates, media, and hundreds of viewers turned to us for clarity, accountability, and civic leadership. We assembled a panel of members to ask candidates the important questions. And for the federal election, we did this once again, but with Why Media. In March of 2025, we partnered with Civic Action to bring young leaders together to confront issues shaping their future, from affordability to economic mobility to regional opportunity. We had a room of advocates, nonprofit organizations, builders, community land trusts, a first-of-its-kind event in Brampton. And our federal election coverage got a lot of attention, especially from CBC's The National and David Common, who traveled to Brampton to interview us about what we thought about the upcoming federal election. We even connected them with one of our members, Zochem, to tell their story about the cost of doing business in Canada. Even local Toronto publications took notice. The Local wrote a special piece about Brampton Centre, quoting J. Paul in the article. And in our federal advocacy, we talked about the ways in which the federal government has ignored Brampton for years. We saw that in the election results, and we again saw that in the federal cabinet appointments that saw a number of Brampton MPs ascending to new positions. We also have had the ear of the Prime Minister and a number of senior ministers who understand the importance of Brampton. We had a number of major advocacy wins at the Brampton Board of Trade. One of them was Alto being shortlisted on a number of projects that are being considered to be of national interest. Now, we've been supporters of Alto from the beginning, understanding the need for high-speed rail in Ontario and advocating to expand the study to look at the entire Windsor and Quebec City corridor. At last year's Brampton in Motion Symposium in 2024, we advocated, along with Dr. Mike Moffat, for financial incentives to be in place for strategic housing priorities, like rental housing. A year later, the City of Brampton announced development charge discounts and, in some cases, waivers for purpose-built rental, providing needed housing stock in our city. And building on our partnerships, we joined organizations in helping advance their causes, including Metamorphosis and Better Way Alliance, an organization looking to advance commercial rent protection. We joined them at their Advocacy Day at Queen's Park. We traveled to Windsor to attend the Ontario Chamber of Commerce AGM, where we had 2 policy resolutions on the floor. One of them was designating a portion of land transfer tax so that municipalities can provide needed infrastructure, housing, and transit. And the other was supporting a battered post-secondary sector. In 2024, we held our very first Brampton in Motion Symposium. We had no idea if this event would be successful, but it was. And in fact, in 2025, attendance grew by 50%. There is an appetite to talk about housing, transit, and livability in the city of Brampton. We brought together students, planners, professors, builders, and other stakeholders across the spectrum for this important conversation. And lastly, our transportation white paper, a first-of-its-kind piece of thought leadership. Our transportation white paper set a new benchmark for evidence-based advocacy, providing the foundation for advocacy on a number of public transit-related advocacy items. This year, we strengthened partnerships, we shaped policy, we expanded our influence, and together, businesses, leaders, and community, we can advance a future of Brampton that is more livable and more connected. Thank you to our members, thank you to our partners, and thank you for helping us build a stronger, more connected, and more prosperous Brampton. Let's keep the momentum going.